Oh, I do believe we are live, so I'll say indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you so much for joining me again on another conscious evolution. Today's whole stream topic is going to be about purpose. We've talked about purpose a lot in this stream, and we've probably talked about this exact topic before, but I want to talk about it again today. And it's that of if you do not choose a purpose, one will be assigned to you. Right? It's not that something I necessarily believe, but something that I have observed. Right? So today, I woke up in an empty house. There were no cars in the yard, and I didn't know what was going on for a while. So I sat down and I got myself ready, kind of vibes. The rest of the people came back. Tani Charlene left her laptop at home, so they drove her laptop through to her. Then there was apparently some commotion in the car that I wasn't there for, fortunately. And then I could feel the energies. So I kind of like went on this walk all the way around here, all the way up to there, then like so, and then all the way up on top here. And there's like an even bigger hill on the other side of that hill. So I spent some time looking at that whole side of the landscape. And then I was like, okay, enough this side. And then I went to the whole other side of the landscape and I absorbed that again. And then I went to that side of the landscape and I felt this deep sense of awe and I guess appreciation, for literally less than 10 minutes away, being able to get myself a view like that. I vaped a little bit, kind of like melted myself into that sense of gratitude. And then I came back, home. And then we decided to watch watch a movie. One of them being Wally. We watched Wally again. And again, like watching the fractal of purpose, I guess, right? I didn't really think about attaching the Wally fractal to today's stream topic, but how a robot is essentially something that just gets, instructions, if you will, right? And as soon as something starts behaving by its own accord, acting according to its own will, that in my mind at least is where consciousness starts kicking in, right? That scene with Wally at the end where he just kind of goes back to work, doesn't have that conscientiousness in him, the heartbreak that you feel in doing so. I do have a little bit of, I say a little bit, I have the last of my lemon pudding. I want to get all of the terpenes out there and into my nose. What's up, lovely humans? Up awesome. What's up, lovely you? I see Jovan here with us too. Joy Vive and Duck Dad. Bless all of you. There's Sam's name as well. Careful not to leave the shade, lest you start on fire. Fortunately, when I went out, it was still a little bit overcast, so I braved the outside because of the overcast. Right now, if you look at like that brightness, bro, it looks like this stuff is glowing. I'm super stoked. Like this is the last of my lemon pudding. But the way I see it is that it's not going to get any better if I keep letting it wait. And I have made you friends a promise that I will absorb the good so I can share it with you friends in this space. Beep boop on the road. Boop boop, love yous. We love you too. I'm sending you blessings, y'all. I have actually not seen what? You haven't seen Wally yet? And you have a 4-year-old? You better freaking watch Wally, dude. You better watch Wally. No excuses, Duck Dad. Tonight, if your daughter wants to watch anything, bro, you're watching Wally with her. No excuses. I'm sorry. Wally is worth the watch, bro. Because it touches on so many fractals at the same time. It touches on love. It touches on, consciousness and robotics. It touches on listening to instructions, right? Like listening to instructions to the point of destruction. Listening to instructions to the point of killing other people, of letting people die. It didn't go that deep into the whole Wally fractal, but That is technically, the eventuality of it. The fractal of wanting to be safe, right? Of our technology wanting to keep us safe, and that maybe being counterintuitive or counterproductive to what it is we actually want from our lives. There is a fractal of, again, consciousness, right? Seeing consciousness through the eyes of a robot. Like I said this during watching the movie again today. I think the fact that Wally was the way that he was, right? Like fascinated, absolutely stoked about the world, and he would gather things like a hoarder. I think that's what kept him alive, Like all of the other Wallys were dead. And I think they died because they did not have any purpose, right? Like you can tell something, a robot, to purpose, right? This is your purpose. You pass the butter. But if it doesn't enjoy looking at the faces of the people it passes butter to, if it doesn't enjoy the feeling of the butter plate scratching against the table as it pushes it to a person, if it doesn't enjoy the feeling of running its own little wheels, of inputting information from the outside world, right? What are you living for? What are you actually living for? What was Wally living for, really? Experience? Curiosity? Was he living for curiosity? I think we can say that. I feel like I've reached already a point of like comfort in my body. I went looking, and I am disappointed that there aren't any cavemen or Neanderthal emotes to express my monosyllabic communication skills in the morning. You are so loved. You can just go ooga booga, and I'll know. Oogady boogading. Sam, I'm right here now. Mike conscious, Mike no awake. Fortunately, I have been awake for multiple hours, right? So I get to put stoked energy into your mornings. I mean, how hard it is to give a smiley face, a unibrow, and a snaggled tooth. I'm not asking for much here. I mean, there is, I feel like there surely is an emoji kind of like that, right? Let me see if I can, I'm just getting the base emojis. I'll just send this one. Nilly willy. Random bo whamdom. Nice. Set on your fractal. Who's that person? Who is that? I've never seen Wally either. I know what it's about. You friends made me watch the never-ending story without watching Wally. Sacrilege. I grew up with Wally though, so I think that definitely plays a role. We did start watching The Prince of Egypt. We were kind of like 37 minutes and 32 seconds into The Prince of Egypt when dawn came. We had some conversations about this space, about what happened in these areas, about the amount of murder. Many people died here. So many people died, right? It's kind of surreal. Like there has been wars fought between African, factions. There's been wars fought between like farmers and African factions. There's been wars fought between the English and farmer factions. Like this area has seen some battle. So yeah, learned some stuff today. Like listening to how the like explains his view of the world. Like he's been flying his whole life. He has a helicopter. That's a freaking helicopter, just like casually in his garage, a 3-seater helicopter. And listening to the way he talks about space and like the area, and like you can literally feel as this like top, and he's like I think he's in his 80s. I'm not exactly sure, but I think he's in his 80s. Hearing how he sees the world, right? Like as you listen to him talk, it's almost like you can feel how his consciousness has been looking at like our country from above for like so much time. Like he sees the world from that like upper dimensional perspective. Learned a lot. Do I need to screen Wally for you people? Yeah, like before you can enter the Meltmore space, like have you watched Wally? No, no. We hating on eyebrow beards here? No, I think we were talking about the Neanderthals with the unibrows. I have also never seen Never-Ending Story. Michael, I am so sad that you have not seen this hallmark of the millennial generation. Yeah, it's also worth the watch. I believe it was Sam and Joy Vive, that kind of like recommend. I think it might have been Sam, that was the most loud. It's like watch Never Ending Story. Sam, I've never seen Wizards of Oz or a moment of Star Wars. ADHD and movies didn't vibe. Makes sense. I know Never Ending Story song because Newfound Glory covered it. Did you ask him to take you on a helicopter ride? I haven't asked him yet. Right? Like the Wim is also, like at a point in his life where he's okay with dying. So I don't know if I really want to get in a helicopter with him, to be completely honest. But it would be fun. It would be fun going nilly willy on a helicopter. He did tell me that it's been standing for a while now. I did also tell him that I do want to go and see it. I want to go see the helicopter. If not, why not, right? He tells us stories about like how his sons, all of his sons fly as well. How when they started doing their pilot's license, he just bought them a plane. Like he tells us, it's like, yeah, it was only $150,000 or something like that. It's like 160, only $160,000. Bought them a plane so they can get their hours in. And like just listening to how he like talks about his life, and he talks about the relationship he had with his sons, and you can like see the difference, right? Like such a visceral difference of like what wealth looks like, and like he's not on his horse about it, quite the contrary, but just the stuff that they're used to, stuff that's like normal to them. The fact that all of his children and his children's children have pilot's licenses. And that's just how it is, like that's how it is. It is such a trip. Watch Never Ending Story. Sam being nice and loud. Sam, don't you tell me what to do. It makes me want to do it less. Don't watch Never Ending Story, Doc Dad. I don't think you can handle it. I think Never Ending Story would be too much for you to handle, Doc Dad. You soft, sensitive. I see Doc Dad being confused, bro. On the one side, he's being manipulated. On the other side, he's being manipulated. Okay, love is true. My intention for today is choosing my purpose, or at least, being proud of my purpose. Maybe that should be the right word. We did have that conversation with the women as well. How all of us gravitate towards different things. He was telling us about his sons, and how when his sons were small, instead of like playing with little toy cars like other boys would, they wanted to play with toy planes, right? And then it was RCs, but then the RCs weren't enough anymore, and then they wanted to fly planes themselves. And they have like drone certifications and stuff like that, but apparently the drones aren't as nice because they want to put themselves in the cockpit of the things that they're flying. I kind of get it. I do kind of get it, but also, I do like living and stuff. So there's definitely a little bit of a thing there. So with that in mind, gratitude for my purpose. Thank you, universe, for giving me this purpose. The purpose of being conversational, the purpose of being a friend, the purpose of being a lover of this world. That's as good as an intention as any. There we go. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Lausanna's here. That is lemon pudding. It's like imagine you took the cream, like a lemon cream cookie, and you scrape all of that lemon cream out from the cookie. And then you put that lemon cream in like a hot pan. And then all of those smells that come off of that lemon cream, that's what this tastes like. It's surreal to me. It really is. I really do love this train. It is a bummer that I'm finishing it, but I'm grateful to be experiencing it too. I see what you did there, Loizana. Oh yeah, I forgot that this train is super strong as well. But I'm beginning to remember now. It still tastes amazing. Spent. Thank you, Amagaya, for this gift. I see pine cones with like frilliness on the outside of it. It has it. That one was required watching in my district. How, Lozana, bless you too. I too have never seen Neverending Story. It sounded too long. Bless again. It's different in every state, but here in California, my landlord must give notice before they show up. And if they want to enter my house, they need to give 24-hour notice and my permission. Yeah, like this Don, like he was literally alive and doing stuff in 1935, right? Like when I'm having conversations with this Wemi, and like when I hear the number, when I hear a story start with, 1935, so and so, I'm like, what the fuck? So this comes from a different world than the one we do, Joy Vive. Like a very different world. And technically, in his mind, one, it is his property. We're just renting it. And two, he is trying to do the property a service, right? Like which would I rather want? A landlord that just lets things go and they get more and more desolate, or a landlord that is proactive and tries to fix things. So today there was like some of the paint at the bottom that got a little bit flaky. So he brought his employee out to like sand the walls and repaint it, and he's still busy. I'm watching him. Laksan is his name. So yeah, like it is awkward. Like and the previous tenants, I don't know if I said this to you friends, but the previous tenants did not like it. They did not like it, right? Because he will rock up, and he doesn't just rock up outside. He rocks up with a key to the gate, drives inside, gets out of his car, right? Like it was very, what's the word I'm looking for? Vulnerable. I felt vulnerable for a moment there. And I get, because the previous family was a little boy and his mother and a bunch of animals, right? So as a little boy and as a mother, you might not feel as safe when you're in that vulnerable state. I fortunately have a certain level of confidence in myself that if shit has to hit the fan, I would be able to defend myself. But that is also hubris. And I get to be more huberized as a man, technically speaking. So the previous tenants, like, it was so bad for them that they literally called their agent of the area and asked the agent to like file a like complaint with like the whatever, about the that he's not minding his own business or whatever. But this just wants to connect. That's all he wants. That's all he wants. He just wants to connect with people. So we invited him in, and we made him coffee, and I served him cookies that my mom baked. I only have so many left of it. That's the last package I opened today to give this cookies. So yeah, love is true. Love is true. I believe again, triple again. There will be things that are different. I will be asked to act in ways that are foreign, right? What is that line that we read yesterday? You might be called to something somethings in the something something, right? Right? Remember that? Be called Oh, bro, now I'm like tripping myself out and not knowing which one it is exactly. I remember there's a big piece of text at the bottom though. There we go. This one. You are seeking order in a situation that seems beyond your control. Consciously step out of the box in order to gain a larger perspective. You may be required to act in a manner that is not customary for you so that you can break free of the confinement you are experiencing. That vulnerability is a sense of confinement, right? And I had to act in a certain way to realize that I am, in fact, not contained. Like an animal is dangerous when you contain them. When you corner an animal is when it's at its most dangerous kind of vibe. So I'm not cornered. I am grounded. Right? Same, but different. But still same. No, seriously though, I haven't seen it. It came out at a time when I was deeply preoccupied with stressful things. Also, isn't that the one of the scene about the horse? Yes. Yes, it is in fact the one with the scene about the horse. It is a little bit traumatizing. However, I feel like it is kind of one of those movies that does communicate that stressfulness, right? That's the whole movie. That's the whole movie. It's like stress. It's like, oh no, shit is falling apart. Oh no. Like that energy and a story written around it. So you might have even gained some perspective experience, during those stressful days. I don't think you'll miss out watching it at this point. Maybe even you'll get to reflect how it would have helped you, could have helped you, would not have helped you if you did watch it back in the day. Yes, there is a distressing scene of a horse, Lois. If you met my dad, you'd understand. Suddenly, I am lost. Let me see if I'm on all messages. Now I am. So I'm gonna guess that Princess Bride is also on the never seen list. Oh no, I've seen Princess Bride at least 10 times. Good. It was an ex-friend's favorite movie. Bless. It's intrusive. What the landlord is doing, Mel. Do you have any landlord-tenant laws you can look into? Again, triple again. I don't think that is the way to go about it. That is not the way to go about it, right? I am having to act in ways that are not customary to me, but the only way for me to escape my confinement that I could potentially experience isn't by going that direction, right? I'm going to have to employ the skills, the charisma, the likability. I'm going to have to push on all of these buttons that I have accessible to my being in order to create the reality I want to live within, right? Like from my perspective, it's going to maybe be manipulative instead of being direct, right? And I'm saying this very deliberately because unfortunately I only have so many words to convey ideas because I believe language in and of itself is manipulation, right? Like we use language to manipulate each other into feeling the way that we feel, right? Right? So again, like there has to be like a steering of the direction that this energy is taking because the energy isn't going away, right? Like this is where he lives, where he lives. And I see a lot of my dad in him as well. Like we had some conversations and I won't repeat them, but it just shows you how despite wisdom, despite so much wisdom, there are still parts of ourselves where we fall short. Like rationalities, reasoning, certain gaps in logic, I would just say directly, that do get stuck. And they do get stuck again from a place of ego because we allow ourselves to believe certain things by believing certain things. Say it just in so many words, right? And there was this like, at some point at least, resonation where I'm like, yeah, I can agree with what you're saying, right? And I was like riffing with the uncle. But then there was a point where it fell apart a little bit, right? But again, I felt like I was a little bit more distant because normally we're the same way that things fell apart, and it wasn't in a bad way, right? It's just like sometimes you're having a conversation with a person and you feel like you both are building, right? Both of you are building like this idea, this feeling that you are manipulating each other into building, right? And then sometimes somebody starts doing things that you don't believe is productive towards the building of this conversation. And then it falls apart. That kind of falling apart, right? And instead of where usually with my dad, there was a certain level of ego slash pride involved, where if my dad believes certain things, I believe that reflects on me, right? So I couldn't stand for the belief of certain things because that's not what I stand for. With the uncle sharing certain beliefs, there was a sense of peace in my heart where I so clearly saw what was the truth in the mind of this person, but I didn't have to change it, right? I didn't feel like I have that responsibility. And usually I do, especially with my close friends and family. So again, I'm learning so much. And again, quadruple agains. If he wasn't here in exactly the way he was, I wouldn't have learned the lessons I've learned today. I wouldn't have experienced what I've experienced. We technically, de facto, now have a hall with like tables, with like an industrial kitchen, with like a bar and a liquor license. I don't want to sell liquor, but people are going to drink either way kind of vibe. You know, that literally walking distance away from us. That is just standing there. It is covered in dust. It's covered in dust and bird poop. Like nobody is using it. And because we had this conversation, and this conversation kept taking us deeper and deeper into the history of this place, we learned about these spaces. We asked about, you know, like we looked from the outside and saw this like awesome patio, right? Like an awning and like a platform. I don't know how to freaking words right now. Architecture is definitely not my strong suit. Platform with a bunch of tables, you know, like side shading as well. Awesome looking place from the outside. And we're like, what's up with this place? And he tells us that there used to be like a massive bar here where 250 cars would show up some nights. Like he said that this whole area was still parking at that point, and there was just 250 cars parked all the way down this road that went to that bar. And we were like, why is it not being used anymore? Can we use it? And he goes, yeah, you can. Yeah, Muskan. So, yeah, energy or whatever. What's today's stream topic? If you don't choose your purpose, one will be assigned to you. Yeah, this worm has assigned so much purpose in his life. You can see it. You can see that this dude has told other people what they're supposed to do for decades, right? And he's so rich. Like you can see that as well. Like it is absurd how rich this worm is. And I think, at least, and this is again my own bias, him seeing that drive, that willingness to get things done in young people is rare in his existence. So, like, again, he's so chill. He is very chill. He looks like he's over it, but in a good way. You know, it looks, I don't know how to explain it other than that. It's like he's so laid back, being like, yeah, reality or whatever. You know, like, yeah, or whatever. I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars building this massive bar slash, you know, hall slash air conditioning slash kitchen, and it's just standing there. And I'm just thinking about how much of that is happening in the world, right? Just think about the amount of real estate, the amount of space, the amount of like places that people would want to gather are just standing desolate, you know, completely empty, gathering dust. So, yeah, right? Using your words makes difference. Powers? You literally have superpowers. Okay. Yes. There is a distressing scene of the horse. No, please. Melty, yesterday my husband was watching a documentary about the Boer War. I sat down and watched most of it with him. I was thinking about how much awful stuff happened right where you live. And as I was looking at all of the B&W photos of groups of people, I was thinking some of the people are Melt's ancestors. And I could see some family resemblance, especially with your dad. It's a trip, Louisiana. It really is a trip. Like I joke about this and say sometimes that I got like hunter spec body. You know, that this form was made to kill things. Right? Animals potentially to feed my family, people potentially to defend my family. And even though I still have that biology, I have the wherewithal, the information, and the willingness, right? The willpower to choose my purpose. And I opted into making flowers instead of making war. And guess what? I feel better. Because that's the thing as well, right? Like all of that trauma, all of that hurt, all of that justification, right? So much justification is still tumultuizing in my DNA. We can make a difference going forward. It's good to know the history as well. You know, like just listening to this Wim talk about, because he's obviously telling the story from, you know, his perspective. And from his perspective, again, it was a keeping your family alive thing, right? None of these people wanted to war, wanted to kill one another. Like that wasn't the point. They just wanted to live on a piece of land, and then their cattle got stolen, and then their produce got stolen, and then their children got killed, and wives, and then they were up in arms, and then killing one another, and then dispersion, and then comfort, and then the comfort is met with an external influence, a theft, a murder, and then up in arms. And just watching this cycle repeat itself over and over and over again. And again, for the longest time, people didn't realize that all we had to do is make sure people have enough. Don is here again. He's probably gonna pass by me. Let's see if he'll say hi to us. As I was looking up again, hey Zano, bless you, friend. What you need to do is strategically liberate that AC unit for your room. I mean, that sounds like too much effort. Hallo, I'm Don. Ek is op die livestream hoor. Om kan vir die mense hallo sê.
O, ek sien.
Dankie hoor. Om kan nie so saam met my sit ook as om wil. Om kan vir die mense 'n storie vertel.
Nee, ek wil nie vir mense stories vertel.
Ons moet nie lus daarvan nie.
Nee.
Okay, dankie.
Dan word hulle te slim.
Dan weet hulle.
Ek wil net kyk hoe ver is daai.
Lakson. Dis heeltemal reg. Dankie oom. Yeah, Louisiana. I researched the Boer too, learning about Melty. Yeah, technically, you know, my family, like my dad might be more on that side. My mom, technically, right? And she's very, like she is sometimes, I want to say, vocal about this, came from like uber wealth, right? Like my mom's parents, right? Or maybe my mom's mom, right? Like great grandma were super rich. They were one of the first people in, am I forgetting the state's name? I think so. Basically one of our states. They were one of the first people to have electricity. They shipped at like the early 1900s. They shipped like a car in artisanally, right? And then unfortunately, that grandpa of mine had too much generosity. It sounds so cheesy to say it that way. The way that my mom articulates is that charity starts at home, right? And he did not understand that. And in trying to help other people, they lost everything. And then my grandma's mom, basically had it pretty rough in trying to like get by. And then my mom's mom went into the traditional spec, right? Like followed the capitalist fractal, became a teacher, and got herself her pension. My dad's side is so muddy though. I don't know much about my dad's side at all. His dad died when he was 6, and I don't believe his dad's dad was around much either. I haven't even had that conversation with my dad. I don't even know anything about my great grandpa. That's the weird thing about being born, right? Like I have so much information about what's going on right now and what I believe is going to happen in the future. But the amount of information that is lost from the past, my ancestors kind of vibe, right? And again, maybe it's good that way. Maybe I don't want to remember. Maybe my ancestors did some whack shit. I would like to believe that maybe not. Maybe, if anything, maybe they did very long ago, but I am like generation 8, so I don't get biblically cursed or whatever. I'm joking, but I'm also not joking. Maybe, right? Who knows even? He looks like he belongs on a Las Vegas vacation looking for the buffet. It's the shirt. Again, right? Just comfortable. Like there's no like his shirt has like little holes in it, and like some stains. Like it's not a new shirt. He can afford 5,000 of them, but no. Zano, I've been reading on Emily Hobhouse and Millicent Fawcett. I don't know what those words mean. Emily Hobhouse, I'm guessing is an author. Reading up on, no, that's a person. Mel, was your mom's family English? No, French. French. My mom's family is French. And my dad's family, I believe, is German or from the Netherlands originally. You can rest a beer on it, bounce a grandchild, hold the remote, handy dandy. You call that Malacqua tumor? What is happening right now? Am I missing something? Hi, landlord. Bless. Hey, Krista. It's nice having you here as well. Okay, now I'm not missing too much. My mom's dad died when she was 6. I'm so sorry, bro. A report about the war concluded that 27,927 Boers, of whom 24,074, 50% of the Boer child population, were children under the 16, had died in the camps. In all, about 1 in 4, 25% of the Boer inmates, mostly children, died. It is thought that about 12% of black African inmates died, about 14,154, but the precise number of deaths of black Africans in concentration camps is unknown, as little attempt was made to keep any records of the 107,000 black Africans who were interned. Yeah, right, like the English committed some horrible atrocities in our country. They, again, right, as Louisiana is letting us know right now, they put us in concentration camps as well. Afrikaans people, they fed them glass. They literally fed them glass. Children, they fed children glass. And that stuff is just like we heard a fucked up story about what an English officer did in South Africa as well, and like close here. Like he was like pointing like it's, yeah, like less than what, 20 Ks. Less than 20 Ks from here, a story about a police officer who killed a child who was in a fight with the father. And then the child, a 2-year-old, came up to the father crying about the commotion, and the police officer killed the child. Like, I won't give you the details, but again, he was a police officer, so an English police officer. And at that point in our history, the police was also managed by the English authorities. So the whole crime got swept under the rug. The dad got arrested and executed. Yeah, 3 days after he was imprisoned. Like, and that's not even that long ago. That was even like after the concentration camp stuff, that, like, yeah. South Africa has been through some shit, and it definitely does mess with you. Everybody is an enemy, for a long time. Rich people are rich because they don't blow their money. Holes can be sown. Yeah, that's true. I believe that as well, you know. Like you are only as rich as the money you get to keep, kind of vibe. Good morning to you, Pojo. It's nice having you here, friend. Hope all is well in the world with Melt and the more. Even better with you here, dear friend. Talking about war crimes in the morning, eh? Yeah, sorry about that. Like it is a part of the history of this space, you know, during this conversation with the you know, like we bring up the fact that there was wars fought in this area. And I go, tell us about the wars that were fought in this area, you know. And he goes, not in this area, here where we're sitting. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Like instantly my mind generates the fractal of like people murdering each other exactly where I'm sitting right now. All right, like that energy occupies this space as well. And then I feel responsible. I'm like, bro, if that shit went down here, I have this responsibility to be the most loving, good part of myself. So yeah, I won't give you the details and proceed to tell us the entire story. No, I did not tell you the entire story. I did not tell. Like that is like again the PG version of the story. Like it could. I learned some things today. Things that I did not intend. Emily Hobhouse is a British welfare campaigner, anti-war activist, and pacifist. She is primarily remembered for the beginning to attempt to to bring attention to the British public and working to change and derive conditions inside the British concentration camps.
Ja, dat is wel lekker die beker daar.
Het is een mooie, nou, hij drinkt hem nooit heeltemal vol, nie, so. Oh, hoe voel je dat uit?
Dan kan je maar
She is primarily remembered for bringing to the attention of the British public and working to change the derived conditions inside the British concentration camps in South Africa, both to incarcerate Boer and African civilians during the Second Boer War. How about that? Emily Hobhouse. The fact that I didn't even know that name, or at least that name didn't felt like it was important to me, but due to her efforts, quite literally, I could be existing right now. Ain't war crimes the first time? Am I right? Bro, please. It is landlord okay with the topic of conversation? He seems of the age to have opinions. I mean, again, right? I will not back down. This conversation needs to be had the way that it is had. And I feel like if it wasn't for me having the conversation earlier today, we wouldn't be able to share in the way that we are right now. Again, purpose, right? Dude, I know what you mean about your mind bringing you back to history. I was in some tunnels, using the Underground Railroad, helping slaves on their journey to freedom. It was the energy was mind-blowing. I can believe that, bro. Why did you call him Wum? Wum is like what we call our uncles. You know, it's like a sign of respect. Yes. Hierdie is tegnies die derde keer dat ons mekaar ooit sien. Ja, dis tegnies. Ons het mekaar een keer gesien by 'n festival, toe ons mekaar ontmoet het. Toe is ons ergens anders in die wêreld. Toe moet ons mekaar weer by 'n festival. En toe dat die derde keer ons mekaar ontmoet het, het ons mekaar hierso gekry het ons intrek, hoor. Yes. Groblersdal area. My pa het 'n plaasie daarso. Yes, exactly. Telling him about where I'm from. Nee, ek het nie oom. Soos die Skoombie is nou so groot daarso dat omtrent soos 200 mense daarso werk. So jy ken mos Skoombie deur die mense wat daar werk tipe ding.
Familie is allemaal.
Exactly, oom.
Ek het natuurlijk Gert geken. Dis die ouma.
Die oom Skoombie, Gert Skoombie.
Hy het in Brits gebly gestaan.
Rarig.
Hy is die direkteur van die tabakkoöperasie.
Okay. Hoe lang het hy terug dood, oom? Weet oom?
Weet jy, ek het vergeet as jy vir my die waarheid vra seker 12, 14 jaar terug.
Dis nou al rukkie.
Ja, maar is hele. Maar ek onthou toe ek hom laas gesien het. Hy was geskuif in sy vrou. Toe het hy so 'n jong mooi vroukie gehad. Maar die jong mooi vroukie was allemans vrou.
Oh. Hy het seker baie beter speelgoed vir haar gehad om te kom speel mee. Oom.
Kyk, hy was 'n ou beduiwelde ou man of man. En kyk, ek was in die boerbedryf.
O.
Stadium.
So ons kry help met sy
Ek
boorgate.
het van baie boorgate gebou. Geboor, baie. En so het ek hulle beter leer ken. Daar het ek maar van hier af geken. So het ek hulle beter en ons het sy vrou leer ken. 'n vriend van my by die water aangewys het, was saam met my daar. En ons het daar in 'n karavaan tuis gegaan. Dan kom kuier hy vir ons die aand daar. Wat limoentyd. Dan geniet ons dit so lekker. En sy nou die warme bloed sny en vertel hoe steel die jongens sy wartlemoene en so. Hy het altyd 'n storieetjie gehad wat hy kon vertel. Interessante man. Maar hy het nooit baie gepraat van die tabakkoöperasie. En ons nou geken daar. Want my pa was ook 'n tabakboer. Jou Gert is 'n goeie ou en my mag. Ek het goed met hom oor die weg gekom. Sy seuns ook. Maar net een seun is oorlede vroeg. En dis Hannes. Ek weet nie hoekom nie. Ek het nooit gehoor hoekom nie. Iemand het eendag vir my gesê hy het met 'n trekker verongeluk.
Ek het ook so iets gehoor, oom. Ja, ek dink dit is dalk waar, oom. Want soos ek kan onthou toe daai Angus Buchan movie uitgekom het. Toe praat ons daarso ook oor die feit dat ons iemand in ons dorp het wat se seun ook so dood is, ja.
Ja, nee, hulle was goeie mense. Nee, sy vrou was ook 'n goeie vrou. Alhoewel sy jong was. 'n Goeie mens. Ja.
Ja, dude. Dis crazy vir my om in daai wêreld groot te word, jy weet. Soos
Dit is 'n lekker plek.
ja, dis 'n baie mooi plekkie, oom. My pa is daarso by Stoffberg, het hy 'n plaasie, oom. Hy daar's mos 'n platinum myn daar gewees, Blue Ridge, platinum myn.
Ja, ek ken daai wêreld baie goed. Ek het baie jare terug het ek so 'n gier gekry. Koop ek vir my 'n klomp trokke.
Okay.
En toe ek hy vanadium met hulle daar myne. So op die bult na Stoffberg se kant
Ons het 'n bietjie vanadium op ons plaas ook, oom.
vervoer. En maar vreeslik swaar.
Ja.
Nou ek het ook verloor daar. Die tip, 'n drukkie jack sommer dwars deur die dak. So swaar is dit goed. As jy hom net bietjie oorlaai.
Keep jou trok.
Verloor jy daar goed. Dit die masjien is benstok. So is groot mooi. So verloor en toe hier is dit se.
Dus die trok is seker nie meer so lekker nie, oom.
Ja, dat het te los.
Nee.
Maar die wordt wel.
Weet jy waar Miljoenskop is?
Ja,
Daai polisiebase.
ja.
Ons plaas is omtrent so 3 km weg van daar af, oom.
Net so eentjie daar vanaf bly my ook mense het geen rit. Die meisie die vroukie was saam met my op skool. Baie bekende ou man. Wat ek vergeet is die naam. In elk geval, het maak nie saak nie. Hulle bly ook daar naby. Nou, jy weet, Gertskoenbe het 'n hoopie berg. Daar naby. As jy 'n bietjie verby gaan op linkerkant. Hy het sy grond so.
Yes.
Dit is 'n pragtige plek daar.
Dis baie mooi, oom.
Ek het bo op daai berg. Hy het vir my spesiaal paaie gebou.
Daai paai wat so klipperig is, oom.
Ek het daar opgery met my boormasjien.
Oom, ons is soos nou voor ek hier net toe gekom het, was ons vir daai paai op gewees. Soos ek het 'n klomp. Ja. It's a trip. What are the odds? Like the woman is telling me about that road that me and my dad drove to go up that mountain. Really small world. Okay. I'll bring it back. Bring it back to the conversation. That's basically the energy we got to share today. I know it's been super nice. I know what you mean about the mind bringing back history. Bless you again, bro. My neighbor's dog recently passed away, and I saw its ghost last night when I was walking Mango. I do believe in spirits, and I do believe the veil is thinning. So, was it scary, Zano? Or did it feel like did it give you a sense of comfort? When like it's spelled OOM. It's like OOM, OOM. Wham. I can't see the WHIM though. Wham. There's no wh. There's no wh. So ooh. He just seems like a lonely fella that is happy to have young whippersnappers to have conversations with. Exactly. Exactly. Right. And I am young whippersnapper. So this is who I am. I am young whippersnapper. I'm not trapped. I want to be young whippersnappering. So it be. Ghost dog. The entire painting can change with a whim of the artist. Wim Hof breathe. Yeah, exactly. I was thinking about that one as well. The government responds to the growing clamor by appointing a commission, the Fawcett Commission, as in as it became known as uniquely for its time, an all-women affair headed by Micheline Fawcett, who, despite being a leader of the women's suffrage movement, was a liberal unionist and thus a government supporter and considered a safe pair of hands. The Fawcett Commission conducted its own tour of the camps in South Africa. While it is probable that the British government expected the commission to produce a report that could be used to fend off criticism, in the end it confirmed everything that Emily Hobhouse had said. Bless. Me too, Joe. My auntie and uncle, all in their 90s now, have told me stories that left me speechless. I wish you could understand what he is saying. I wish you could as well. We actually had a whole conversation about English and, how they were like discriminated against as well 70 years ago. Like he tells us about like how in his 20s he was being discriminated against, like he's in his 90s right now. It's so wild. It is so wild, and like if you didn't speak English, you couldn't get work kind of vibes, right? So he kind of refuses to speak English. Oh, the stories, perspectives that reveal are mind-blowing. They really are. They just give you so much perspective about how grateful we can be about where we are right now. Again, it shows you that things are actually getting better. Even though it might not always seem that way, things are getting better. So many amazing women in history who nobody knows the names of. Thank you, Louisiana, for letting us honor them in this space right now. Sorry if I butchered your names, dear beautiful women. So, Rabbit, I have assumed the role of caretaker for my elders, so I have been blessed to listen to the stories and listen to the added wisdom that comes from being close to physical finality. The stories and perspectives that they reveal are mind-blowing. Sharing that, very interesting and inspiring. I think they feel safe to share some stories that might have had consequences if they'd shared them earlier in life, literally. Bet you stories can match theirs. Love is true. Hey, Isaac. It's nice having you, friend. We have McDonald here too. Bless both of you, friends. Good morning to you. I am much more at peace since I have started this journey. This life is precious and fragile and fun and scary and full of crazy moments. I love listening to people who have lived a long time. Exactly. Zana, holy crap. Just yesterday when my husband and I were watching this documentary, we both noticed our dog was moving across her dog bed like she was being pushed slowly off the edge. What the hell is happening? You friends experiencing some alien weirdness? Man, is it starting to happen? Is the veil thinning? Are we going singularity already? We're gonna have to get the noise. I don't know how many of you friends will understand that, Fractal, but I'm gonna make a TV show one day where people are gonna bring the noise to try and cut out all of the progress. Okay, not for now. Joy Vive, nah, I've lived some crazy times and I had a fair share of stories, but my life just doesn't compare to the old timers. Don't sell yourself short, Joe Schmo. You still have a lot of time to become old. Bless you, bro. No, I wasn't scared at all. I miss Tilly, the dog, and Mango does too. I know it. She was a boxer, and I would do this hippity, skippity, jump, gallop over to Mango. When I was walking Mango, I saw dark, long legs doing the excited run she used to do towards Mango. No body, just the excited skippities. Like the way I see it is that in that space, in that universe, it like in some part of our universe, that energy still does exist, right? Like that echoes, again, the echoes of trauma and the echoes of the good. She's a big girl. She wasn't moving a muscle. It was insane. I saw it happen and didn't say anything right away. And then Scott said, "Holy shit, am I having a stroke?" And Niche just got pushed across her bed by nothing. That is pretty trippy. Like that, you don't really need to practice it. You'll be feeding pigeons in the park and talking to random strangers soon enough. Bless both of you. I said maybe it was a ghost of CB, our previous dog, wanting the bed. Swampy replaced pigeon with ducks. Exactly, I agree. Bless all of you friends. Let's pull a card, shall we? Gonna get this thing up there. We're gonna pull one of these. Okay. Let's pull a card, shall we? I'll do this. Ascension? You're feeling the energy of ascension, Joe Schmo. This one. This feels like ascension, bro. It's not called ascension. I don't know if there's any card called ascension, but this feels very much ascension-y. Baby red? Yeah. There's a decent amount of baby red in there, actually, Zano. At least with the backing colors. You ready? That's just such a strange coincidence that Zano said that she saw a dog ghost yesterday too. Exactly. Duck. If we start now, we can get the Piers Morgan Pigeon Lady set up for ready for Christmas this year. Look at that. Joe Schmo. That's some ascension right there, dude. Look at that. Like I told you, friends, that I watched, or at least I started watching The Prince of Egypt today. And like this gives me like Egypt vibes. Surely, right? Am I the only one that's getting like Egypt vibes from this? The age of light. You've been trained for this for lifetimes. Literally lifetimes. Like lifetimes. Like we're talking about the previous generations of DNA, of lessons that I had to learn, of things that I had to stop doing, of things that I had to start doing. The Age of Light, page 56. You ready for this? It's gonna be a whole experience. Mystics and sages throughout the ages have predicted this period in history. And you decided to incarnate in the middle of it. There is no mistake that you are supposed to be here at this time of great change. If you ever feel unprepared or daunted by the path that is calling you, know this. You've been trained for this for lifetimes. You're way more than the days you have breathed through in this life. You're also all of the lifetimes that came before. All of these experiences have polished your soul into the most magnificent expression that is your authentic self. Your soul has many facets. Didn't we use the word facets? Didn't Sam use the word facets somewhere in chat today? Imagine a fingerprint. Your soul is 1,000,000 times more intricate than that. If you put together all of the fingerprints of all of the people you have been, you would not even get close to fathoming how much of a unique masterpiece you are. You came in with a clear soul plan. You came in with wisdom beyond your years. This is the part of you that belongs to be seen. This is the part of you that is ready to step forward, that is ready to emerge. This is not the lifetime to stay hidden, but to step forth, be seen, and rise. Today's stream topic was about purpose, right? That if you do not choose your purpose, one will be assigned to you. Your purpose is to be a being of light, an emissary of light, someone who shares light with this world, right? That quickens this great change that we are a part of. I am encouraged to hold this card to my heart and say,
Hier is het ja.
I call forth the soul gifts and soul training that I have received throughout all of my lifetime.
Meer dan een visie.
I am ready to embody them all now, without hesitation and without fear.
Het vaak gemaakt.
I have been training for this for lifetimes. Lifetimes upon lifetimes upon lifetimes of training for this moment that you are a part of right now. Right? Love is true. That is what the training says. That is the handbook instructions. Ensure. Love is true. Ensure, please. Make sure that love is true. Gosar crepuscular. Who knew? I don't even know what crepusculars mean. So, who knew that? That's just a stretch. Yeah, bless again. Watch out, boys. He's a crepuscular. Antediluvian technology is about to resurface in our current reality. We're about to open a new door in the human potential. And the threshold that was previously unseen will soon be navigable? Navage, Abel. Yeah, dude, I look forward to it. I want to be able to manipulate space-time reality. I want to be able to cut stone with my voice. Is that too much to ask? Yeah? Oh no, don't say that. Say that's very reasonable, Mel. Say you wanting to scream at rocks and they just go. That's too much to ask. No, please. I want to just be able to dig holes into the sides of mountains like a little ground squirrel by screaming at it. Right. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Bruh, I look forward. I love technology, dude. Give me alien tech. Give me the antediluvian tech, please. Give me Egyptian tech. Give me Atlantis tech. Give it to me. Please. Please. Actually, I'm asking my own DNA. Activate antediluvian tech, please. Please, I'll beg of you, please. I want. Teach me how. I did see the arc reactor yesterday. Me and John have actually talked about that. Crystals do emit electric impulses when they are vibrated at certain frequencies. I don't know if it will work on scale. We might figure out better technology in the meanwhile, but still, that does sound pretty hardcore. There's a short video you made in front of the triangle, like the card you pull out. There's a puppy with you. Probably a little puppy. Yeah, I mean, that triangle is technically my, I know what you're talking about. That's my psychedelic owl that I did a whole wall mural of. We're learning about the things that were forgotten so very long ago, collectively waking up. Yeah, it will be as it was in the days of Noah. Joe, I believe you are correct, but it is a frightening idea. Yeah, you can be frightened or you can be absolutely stoked. Be like, yeah, novelty, new experiences are there to be had, awaiting, and all you have to do is survive. Continue to live. Do not die. Like, I won't be angry at you if you die, but I'm gonna be pretty disappointed. I'm gonna be like, bro, come on. I'm having so much fun, and I would be having even more fun right now if you were still alive. Right? Don't make me not have fun in the future. Damn it, survive. Hey, C. Murphy. It's been a while since seeing you, friend. Bless you. Crystal amplification of a resonant frequency could do a lot. Oh yeah, bro. Like, I don't know if you can see this, but that is literally quartz crystal. It has a little bit of iron in it, so it turns a little bit like shades of red. But that is a literal crystal. I'm sitting on crystal right now. There's like a brick layer, but I'm still feeling the waves of like stuff passing through me. Who knows even the amount of muons that get stuck in these crystals. Maybe I get some muons from the side or something. Sam, you can't tell me that isn't crepuscular, resembling or relating to twilight Zoology. Appearing or active in twilight. Crepuscular. Yes, look at me. Sophisticating. Let me peculiar you. That's not how you use it, Mel. Yeah, no. I'm trying to embarrass myself at this point. Consciousness will blind these divisions, and we will wake up to the new dawn as a unified species with interstellar capabilities. It's already happening, bro. The seeds have already been planted. The technology has already been seeded, right? It is just a matter of time. And again, all you need to do is survive. Do not die. Poor Melty, there's so much happening in chat right now. I'm having a good time, Sam. I'm having such a good time. Chat is alive. So am I. I'm breathing air. I'm hearing the song of the uncle's voice next to my mind. It took me multiple lifetimes to learn to lay in bed and pet my cats. Yeah. Yeah, it did, Joy Vive. You tried all of the other things. Tried working hard. Tried suffering. Tried laying in bed with cats, and you were like, yeah, I like this. This is nice. I'll have some of this, thank you, in this life. Visual representation of chat right now. When I'm sick, it's when the ghost talked to me the most. Was when the sun was rising, and when I was saying, I would be split a billion different ways at those times. I feel you, Zana. Our stillness will reveal the blessings of Gaia. We must sit quietly if we are to absorb the next message. It's so trippy that you say exactly that, bro. Because when I went up to those mountains or rocket area, I didn't take my Slefwood with me, right? My cell phone stayed. And I just could put my feet on that crystal quartz. And I could literally feel this. It might just be my heartbeat, and I acknowledge that. Don't get wise with me, okay? But I could literally feel my feet going womp, 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 as I had my bare foot on those crystals. And I was like, bro, what the hell am I experiencing right now? Just sitting with those views, bro. Like literally watching this sprawling nature in front of me. And then also looking at like these wires cutting through my field of vision, feeling a certain way about that too. It was so nice. Have you done a video chat with Pippi yet? I haven't, Talk that. I did think about it again today. Weirdly enough that you ask. Maybe that is why you're asking. I'm being prompted. Pippi is like speaking through you, asking me to do a video call with her. There's some of my skin is coming off of my feet. My sandals chafe, especially when I'm using them to climb rocks. I hear people in chat going, "You're not supposed to climb rocks if sandals melt." Don't tell me what to do, I say to you. Climbing rocks with sandals is comfortable, okay? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're right. You are right. Our base rock here is granite and quartz. Bless you both, bro. Both of those are nice. I was in the street fight years ago with Murphy. We both got jabbed. Funny synchronicity. I've not been seriously stabbed before, but dang, glad you're alive. I mean, I've been seriously stabbed before. It was by a doctor though, and he was meticulously stabbing me. That still counts as stabbing, right? No, I wanna say that I've been stabbed before, right? And then I give no extra context. Then I sound cool, right? That's how it works. Swampy. I knew two Murphys. One is a Navy SEAL. The other broke his leg, being the first person to drop in our town's first ever flapping her gums. Whoa. First ever skate park. People were watching and clapped. Oh, that hurts, bro. The ego on top of it. Joy Vive. That string of emojis killed me. I think I'm the turquoise lady with her hands up in the air and headphones off, flapping her gums. I like it. I can see it too, actually, Lozan. And now you mention it, because you do like wearing your headphones. Bless. Story time with Brother Joe. I'm glad to hear it. I've never been stabbed. I've been cut. No cuts, no butts, no dirty coconuts. Some cuts, never stabbed. I can imagine the searing pain of a deep stab. I don't want to. I bet you jumped off the mountain in your pluckies. I mean,
Finish you if you live in
I didn't technically intend to jump off the mountain, but there was a few jumping off the mountain moments there where I like stepped down and then instead of having solid ground, there was sliding,
mannen met die fabrieken
and then I had to jump a little bit.
beskuldig dat dit water trap.
But I'm fine.
En
I'm fine.
die
I'm fine. What are pluckies?
geneeswerk die grootste
This right here is a plucky.
spoor weer.
Man, it's like the scale feels like it's wrong.
Maar
Flip flops. Yeah, we call them pluckies in Afrikaans.
hy val, dus bezig met toeten.
I don't know why. I guess they stick to your feet. Chakla. What's happening in chat right now? Love is true. Oh, thanks. Thank you. I'm going to get my kalimba on. Oh.
Mag niet veel, want het is nu nog waar.
Melty. I used to have a screen name, Walks on Rocks, a barefoot, the coral, and the shoreline stones all the time. We're barefoot bandits, bro. Bro, like if my bare feet were just impenetrable, I would not wear shoes, dude. But the thing is, they're not. So I like the shoes. But again, like I like the pluckies because they're so close to being barefooted. It's like the bikini equivalent of shoes. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's easy to take off, right? You can bare knuckle it with the earth. Isn't coral poisonous? I mean, I guess if you eat it, right? Because poisonous is when you eat it. I know some corals can be venomous, as in when it stickies in your body, you death. But I think that's venomous. His mom gave me a skateboard after she forbade him to skate again. Looking back, she was cold as ice, saying, "Nah." Mike can break his legs literally, bruh. It's like, yeah, not my son. But here you go, Mike. You go right ahead. You break your shiznit. What?
Ons kan dit nie hanteer nie, die water is die watervoer.
Nani? Am I spacing out right now? No. It was just behind the other things. Hey, Jovan is there saying, Jaju, I would have wanted to challenge you to a foot race on gravel in my more belligerent days. That's so savage. A foot race on gravel. Let's see who cracks first. Joy V, mostly not. There are species of coral that will jack you up though. It is much better practice to avoid them altogether. Yeah, I'm gonna send you some cloud sandals, Mel. You'll love them. They don't break like pluckies. Challenge accepted, Joy V. I accept your challenge. Like these pluckies are now going on their third month, technically speaking. I got them at the start of January, right? So I'm hopeful. I'm crossing my fingers and believing that they're going to last longer than the other ones have. I'm gonna turn this off for now. I love you. I'm gonna go and play some kalimba. Joe saying, "Feral kids." I didn't realize it was uncommon to walk barefoot all the time until someone had pointed it out to me. To me too. I got made fun of for being barefoot. And I was like, there's something to be ashamed of. Kalimba, I'm so excited. Bless you, Murphy. Thank you. In some places, they call those thongs. Joy plus coral are actually living creatures, so you're thrown upon to actually walk on them. Yeah, literally living creatures. Like the actual infrastructure of the coral is like the bones that you have, and then the soft bits is like your flesh. I'm gonna go sit in that corner because there is some shade happening here. The universe gives me little spotties. Thank you, universe. That's super nice of you. I like it. Yeah, it's perfect. I mean, there we go. That's not very comfortable, but it's better than nothing. You friends ready for some kalimbang? there we go. Just like that. We have Kalimbud. Bwamp, 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 bwamp. Bwamp, 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 bwamp. Bwamp, bwamp. Bwamp, 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 bwamp. Bwamp now. I'm in the scale. Scan and bam, bwamp, bwamp, scale, bam, scale. It's nice having you friends here today. Always a blessing being able to spend some good times with friends. Your shell as well. Bless you, dear one. Mm. Did you all see the first ever recorded photos of baby great shark being freshly birthed? Nay, I haven't seen that. But baby shark do, right? I can't buttress anymore, but I'll accept the challenge. I'm laughing at Mel talking about how his flip flops only last a few short months and they're made of nothing, and me over here burning through hiking boots in 3 months. Ja, and also like the responsibility. Wil iemand net die wasgoed gaan afval nie? Ja? Want dit lyk my kom na bietjie nat. Oh. There's some washing on the line, and there's gonna be rain within the next 43 minutes. Do you hear that thunder, geese? Yeah, it's coming. Belligerent days. Love is true. I'm such a barefoot girl, but I instinctively kick off my shoes whenever I sit down. Like to a problematic extent. I lose my shoes and I have a pile of them at my desk because I just can't keep them on. That's actually hilarious. Duck Dad, walking the soles out of work boots and rest. A pair of sandals for like 2 years. Like I wanna like just close the fractals over my head for you, Kristen. I do see myself one day in my home not allowing shoes inside, for the same reason. My feet feel better when they aren't being suffocated. Exactly. My husband burns through shoes about that fast, and I tell you what I tell him: quit walking so hard on the balls of your feet. Is actually good advice. I have a very nice pair of boots, but I'll wear, and I'll have to work to. And when I have work to do, but I prefer to have my skin in the mud. I climb trees like a monkey when I'm barefoot. Same. You get that grip, bro. That like dexterity as well with your bare feet. I can barely walk a straight line if I'm wearing door smothering device, foot smothering, foot smothering devices. Yeah, there we go. Never mind. I hate when my puts get suffocated. Foot prisons, I call them, exactly. I was barefoot girl until I stepped on a stinging nettle. I've worn shoes ever since. Yeah, that's rough. Shell. At this conversation about barefoot versus shoes, the cost of attaining shoes would not be a thing if you could just take our feet off. We probably would have like replaceable feet, get yourself new feet. Your old feet are bad, get new feet. There is your goodbye message. Thank you so much, Joe, for taking the effort and sending it to us. You friends ready for a have the most beautiful day, everyone. You're for really, realsy, so very muchly endeared, meticulous Meltmore. And all of you, oh so deliberately, willfully, consciously, calculatedly, wittingly, knowingly, positively, beneficially, voluntarily, kindly, authentically, wholesome, humanimal critter creatures choosing between the purposes assigned to you and assigning your own. Duck, Chopo, Zano and Zana, Sama, Murphy and MacDonald, Isaac, Kristen and Shell, all those here and now, there and later, all above and below, melt and more. Stay beautiful. I will if you do too, dear Shell. My father is in the shoe business, so I get lots of shoes for free. Hard to find shoes for my big ass boat feet, so it's nice. Don't be so hard on yourself, right? Got them feetsies. You think you can see free feet? No. No, I have to join Duck Dad's Only Farms. If you want to see who wears shoes indoors. I thought they only did that on TV and in movies. I wear shoes I wear house shoes inside. Yeah, like slippers, right? I only just figured out I wasn't on all messages. It's okay. Free shoes. Our shoes stay in the front door, mostly Joy. Occasionally wearers, foreigner. Yeah. Take your shoes off outside. That is the way it should be done, but it's not always as easy. Please? Love is true. We've had our goodbye message, we've had our kalimba, we've had our card, and you should have the I love you. There you go. You are loved. Bad knees means I need shoes. Is what it is, I suppose. It's true. Jobal, I love that. All those years and nows and there and later, right? Love is true. Thank you, dear friends, for joining me. I'll see you all again real soon. Tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody's. Love you.
Maar nou ja, dit is een zaak.
Cheers.